So now what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the original section, just like you did when you made the first piece, and this end is going to get tied into this end down here. But you have to build the whole bracelet just like you did before, and then you're going to tie these on. But the trick here is, well, what color am I going to start with? Down here. You can count them all out if you want, but one of the tricks that I found is whatever you see here on the end is what you're going to start with down here. Okay? So, this starburst is red. The first starburst on this side is going to be red. The cross piece here, the last cross piece is white. We're going to start with white. Starburst here is blue. It's going to be blue. And then add or alternate it. So when we get down here, it's going to be blue, gray, and red. Down at the other end when we tie it all together. So, what you can do, you can pause and go back. There's going to be a little bit of a difference here because this down here is going to be our end. So, this part is going to be, you're going to start and you're going to go up and then you're going to cross back, whereas before we left it open. This time we're not going to leave it open because this side is going to be this end now. Okay, so this is where it flip-flops. So that's where you really got to pay attention to, is the fact that now we're going to be building this to here, and then we're going to go up, and then we're going to put that piece that goes across here. And then we're going to build from here to here and go up, and then we're going to build that piece over to there. And then we're going to cross. So this end will now become the end to hook this side to. Okay, so I'm going to get everything loaded up, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so, you know, when you look at this side here, I didn't tell you this before, when you look at this side, you know, your double single bracelets that's running down the side here, when your last color there, when you start here in this corner, you want it to be opposite. So white, then black, then white, and then it's going to give you your opposing color when you get to the other end. Just make sure whatever way you orient it, you know, that's the way you're going to continue. So if you got it set up like that, that's the way you do. So over here, you're going to start with, you know, the same colors. You're going to do blue, you're going to do red, and then it'll alternate as you get up. Okay. So I'm going to get this all built up again, just like we did before. The only difference is now when I'm at the bottom here, I'm going to do the cross pieces here. Whereas before I just went straight, now I'm going to do the cross pieces here. So, hang tight. I'm going to shut everything off. I'll get it all loaded up. And if you're confused, you know, you can always pause this, go back to the beginning, you know, piece through the different areas and, you know, learn how to make the starburst and all the other pieces. That way the video's not, you know, 3.5 hours long, which is ultimately about 2.5 hours is really the amount of time you're going to put into it. Depending, though, because as you film, of course, it makes it longer. So I'm going to get this done, and I'll get back with you. Okay, guys. So I got everything put down. Got the starbursts done. You know, if you don't know how to do the starburst, you can rewind earlier in the video. Everything's in place. The only thing we have to do now is cap the starbursts. Now, where you capped this very end piece in the first section, because that was the end, we are not going to be capping that. Now we need to take our loom, and it's kind of got a natural curve to it, but, you know, remember we're going to stagger the pattern, so your blue matches up with your red goes to your blue, and then your cross goes in the middle. So the loom or the hook definitely helps getting this pieced back together, but I will make it very, you know, I can't express it enough that you make sure you get all of the pieces that are within these rubber bands, because if you miss one, especially in this middle part here, if you miss one, it's just going to all fly apart on you. And you're going to have a big hole in the middle of your bracelet, and then it's just going to eventually come apart. Because one rubber band holds the next two it down. So one rubber band, it continues and it snowballs. If you don't get them all hooked in, it's going to fall apart on you. Trust me, I've done it. It's happened. So I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to hook these up, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like after. Okay, so I got it all connected back up, and this is by far the hardest part of the whole thing, but you really got to put some time and patience into making sure that you get this put back on the loom correctly. Make sure your double pieces are on the bottom side, because ultimately if they're not and you take this apart, then everything's going to fall apart. So we're going to continue on. I'm going to pull my starbursts up, and then I'm going to do my sides, and then I'm going to do my cross. So I'll get back to you once it's all pulled apart, and then we can pull it off the loom. So hang tight, and I'll be right back with you. So we're back. This is the final spot. We've done our cross all the way up the middle. Now, this is where that last bit comes in that I didn't want you to finish from here, because you're going to go down into this. You're going to hook that last bit of bracelet there, that double, and you're going to bring it over to here. And then you're going to go over to this side. Hook that last bit and pull it up through. And hook it over to here. Now, for all intents and purposes, your bracelet is complete. Okay? And remember, we have our two pieces that we made on the end down here that we now have to do over here. So, from this corner here, we're going to take some double. And we need to get through all this. Actually, you know what? Since we did the white down that end, let's do the black on this end, which is what alternates on the outside. So we're going to get around into here. And all I'm doing is hooking that through. Hook it through, tighten it down, and we've just made our loops there. There's loops that side, and we're going to go down into that point right there where we ended everything. It's easier if you put some tension on these bands you're pulling up through here. It's also easier if you have that upside down. Just make sure that you don't hook any of your bracelet bands and mess up your bracelet. Just take it easy. Pull it around there. Hook that piece in. Get a hold of the upper part and pull it through. Tighten it down. Okay. So, here's where we're going to hook our C-clips. One on here, and then we're going to pull it off the loom. So, we picked up these little containers for 85 cents at Walmart. And we use those in our little kit. So, there's our C-clips. 85 cents, and they latch. And nothing's coming out. So, you don't have to fish around in the kit to find them. Alright, so, we're going to start pulling this off. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The double-crossed double starburst. Brand new bracelet. First time ever. Morgan, you want to put it on?
Yep.
Bring your wrist here.
This is bigger.
This is bigger because it's double. Okay. So let's get our hand model in here. So there's the original one where we use single rubber bands here, here, and here. Here's where we've doubled it. So we've increased our size, I don't know, maybe 10% as far as thickness. But, first time ever, double crossed, double starburst. Come on, Morgan, put your wrist up there. Let's try it on. A little closer this way. There's one side on the C-clip. Two sides on the C-clip. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Let's put this one on the other side. Put both hands up here, side by side. So, two starbursts, single, single, single. Two starbursts, double, double, double. So, double crossed, double starburst. Single crossed, double starburst. Brand new bracelets for you to try. Of course, leave your comments down in the bottom. And we'll hope to come up with a new one soon. Take care.